Yes, sir.
Central office, tech department.
Okay, cool,
He's the
cool.
assistant superintendent.
Same. How are you?
Good, assistant principal.
Oh, God, man. Like one of the teachers. I'm kidding. We all have to make it work. So there's some stuff that will be good for teachers. There's some for the assistant principal and principal that you can utilize this stuff as well. So it's not just for teachers and students, it's for faculty to faculty as well. So to get started, do you guys use Microsoft Office 365? I know you haven't. Who does not use it at all?
Yeah, she makes it.
She makes us good.
Well,
Good.
they make.
As far as Office, are there any, are you guys using the sharing feature?
Used it.
You have used it. Is it beneficial? Is it one of those things you just don't? Who's never used the sharing feature? Okay.
No, I don't know why we don't use it more, but maybe we just don't understand.
Understand the process? The goal today is for me to, I got about 2.5 hours. The goal is to give you a breakdown of what it can do, how it works, and then you as a district find what works best for you. But I want to kind of take it through maybe a 30-45 minute breakdown of Office 365, why it's important, how the major workings work, and then we'll go into some of the added features that we can use. Okay. And I'm very informal, please, if you have a question, just throw it out there. Because if you're like me, I'll forget the question if I raise my hand. So just let me know. Please don't take mistake informality for not caring. It's just how I am in my classroom. I'm very informal.
That's rude.
No, right. Parents go around and say, hey, I mean, that's how kids react. They don't want a stuffy person up there with a, you know. So let's get started. Ms. Chairman, let's kind of allow me to log into her Office 365. If you have a computer and you want to log in, please do so, because the best way to learn a lot of this is to actually log in. And that way you can have a question. The whole idea is I want to be here, so if you're having a question, we can work through that problem together. So give you a second to log in. Show you some tips and tricks. I'm from Conyers, so right next door. Are you familiar with Covington?
I have a friend that's from Covington.
Right next door. So while you're logging in, the way Microsoft kind of works is there's a lot of switches when a district goes to Microsoft, and they say, okay, sometimes they'll have a switch turned off. Like there might be, say, okay, we want to have this sharing feature, and that switch might be disabled. Or maybe there's something that we want to have enabled. If we're doing something and you see something that is not available or able to be used, that's a question for the IT department. Say, hey, could we have this enabled? But I'm using the computer that Ms. Chandler has. It's the same logins that you guys have. So if you are not familiar with how to log in, of course, the best way to do it for me is office.com. That will give you your information, your Office account, anywhere you are. So for my computer, I just always log in to office.com. Is that how you guys usually log in? Or you might have a desktop application, desktop app.
They have a shortcut.
Shortcut? Okay.
Okay.
Give it another couple of seconds.
You're bringing the computer login. You try to capitalize.
Did it go in? Yeah.
Okay, so
It is.
you're going to log in?
I looked up and I saw this. I'm like, Jesus, it's coming back. Yeah, I know.
What? 3 times?
Got it on extended
Charm.
screen, I gotta fix that.
Okay, everybody logged in or on the the way. Cool. As far as using Outlook, you guys know how there's some things you can do within Outlook, and if you know these, again, just kind of relax for me, because I want to make sure that some of you, these might actually be beneficial. Do you know you can create rules within Outlook? What I mean by rules is when an email comes in, there's certain things you can do to make your inbox a little bit easier to look through. If you're like me, I get 78 emails a day, and it's just hard to see 7 or 8, emails in one place. So I'll show you this one quick thing. If you're in your Outlook, again, if you have, you click on your little 9 boxes up here, wherever you are in Office, and you'll be given your, what are called your tiles. And those tiles are where everything within Office 365 is housed. Remember, all of 365 is online. Everything you do, so everything I've done on my account in Covington, Georgia, shows up on my account here. But I'm using Ms. Chandler's, that way I'm in your intranet. That way I can, send you guys stuff and we can work on it together, okay? But a very cool feature, if you click on Mail, or even if you just go to your settings, your little cog up here, and scroll down to where it says My App Settings. You'll see you can set pretty much anything within Office 365 is customizable. For math teachers, it's hellacious because they just tend to want to be very just, it's got to look one way, and it's hard for them because there's numerous ways to do it. Where English teachers are like, oh my gosh, I have all this, autonomy. It just works for different people. But if I click on the My App Settings, I click on Mail. It's going to give all the mail settings that you can create within your Outlook account. And the one that I want to focus on is, the inbox and sweep rules. Okay, so I went to settings, mail, and you'll see over here it'll have mail opened up, and you'll see here it says inbox and sweep rules. If I click on that, what you're going to do is you're going to tell Office what to do when you receive certain emails from certain people. Okay, so you'll see Ms. Chandler has some rules already set up here. So messages from these certain people, I assume, go to their certain folders. Is that correct, Ms. Chandler? Mm-hmm. So that way it keeps the inbox from being cluttered, but that way you can keep them without having to drag and move them themselves to their individual boxes. It does it for them. Okay, it does it for you. So you'll see here I can simply go to Add a Rule. So I'm going to click my little plus button. And I would name that rule. I'll just do a test. I'm not going to actually save it. And then once you do this, it's done. So I would do this, on your, at your computer. Once you've done this, it's going to be that way until you finish it. Until you actually change it. So this is not something you have to do every time, say from year to year, as long as you don't change the settings.
So this would be like a file that you were gonna.
Correct.
If I wanted to put everything that comes from Susan.
Correct.
Susan or technology.
Correct. It's in a folder, like you have your inbox folder, you have your clutter. Yeah, if you created your own folders, that's what this does for you. Is it creates that folder for you. Instead of it going to your inbox first and then you dragging and moving it to another folder, this does it automatically. Okay. So when the message arrives and it matches all of these conditions. So I would say if it was sent or received, you'll see it has, numerous ways that you can change this. If it was sent or received, or sent to or received through an account, it includes these words in the subject or in the subject body. If my name is in, if you're CC'd, if you want to, have one every time you're CC'd for something, great for parent contacts. If it's marked with an importance or sensitivity, if they have attachments, there's numerous ways you can do it. So I'll say if it's sent or received from, what's your name?
Stephanie Trice.
Stephanie Trice. I'll just put Trice. There she is. So I'm going to add her. So the way this is if it's received from Stephanie, I can also add more conditions. And it includes these words. So, you could do numerous ones. If it's sent from her and it has this parent's name on it, delete. Then do one of the following. You know what I'm talking about. I get that in. Then move the message to a folder. I can copy the message, delete the message, pin the message to the start menu, mark the message as read or as junk, and then I will simply just say my action. So I can say if it's sent from her, I will delete the message, and then I can add an exception. So if I save this, every time if she got an email from Ms. Trice, it simply would automatically delete it, given this setup. And again, that's, that's pretty helpful, if you have a parent who's, if you have a lot of information, instead of having to, try to find it all, have their own folder. But what's the one problem with this? What could you see the problem being with this rule?
Remembering to check.
Remembering where they are.
Yes.
Because what it'll do is it'll create all these boxes down here. Okay, well the problem is if you get a parent email, hey, I sent you an email, but you don't look in your inbox, you have to look. It'll tell you the number here, like this, there's 4 of them here. It'll tell you that they're there, but you have to remember where you put them. So it's kind of a catch-22. Some people will like it, some people won't. Okay, so who didn't know about that? Yay, so it was worth at least getting up. All right. So again,
Can I show them something?
absolutely, please do.
See, we're live broadcasting our session right now on YouTube. I learned that last week at the conference. Okay.
I have to watch what I say that I can forget it. I mean, recorded.
There's a small delay, so we might get dub your.
Yeah, we might could,
Yeah.
if you said a curse word, I might could fix it.
But I mean, that's the basics for mail. There's a lot of other things you can do, but that's one thing that teachers tend to go, I didn't know that. I mean, even if you teach high school and you have 100 parent contacts, putting all those parent contacts into one folder, I mean, it might take you 30 minutes to do, but it saves a lot of time at the end of the year when you have to dig through 1,000 emails to find a list of parent contacts or parent emails.
The
So again,
most
that
helpful rule for me is, by subject line.
absolutely.
If I send something out by subject and I say it has these words in it, like to a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and I say create a folder based on this subject, then
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the best rules for me.
Absolutely. So again, that was just a quick little introduction to the mail. I do want to focus on these bottom, well, not your bottom, the ones in color: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Sway, and Class Notebook. Okay, this is the crux of Microsoft Office. You might hear a Google person that prefers Google Drive, Google Docs. It's funny what has happened if you're familiar with this. Microsoft made a bunch of money with PowerPoint and Word. Google comes around and says, hey, we can make this better, make it free. They do so. The problem is a lot of the security issues. It's free for a reason. It is great, but it does have some problems on the back end for security, which is why a lot of schools are kind of hesitant to do it. They mimicked Word is what they did. But it's just so. If you use it, it's great, but I would be careful with student data, especially in today's society. But they're very, very similar. So if you've seen one, or even Apple, they've all taken kind of their cues from Microsoft. First thing is look in your OneDrive. The OneDrive is the online flash drive. I believe as we used to have unlimited storage, but now I believe it's 1 terabyte. Which if you fill 1 terabyte worth of stuff with school information, then we need to evaluate your priorities, because that's a lot of information. I want to say it's like over 2 million web documents or Word documents. If you won't fill that amount up. And if you do, like I said, then we need to evaluate your priorities. we need to get some home life in there, because that's a lot of documents. I'm kidding, forgive the sarcasm. But who does not use this as a way to store their files? Okay, what do you use? Flash drive.
Flash drive or email it to myself.
Okay, how about you?
External hard drive.
External hard drive. Okay. Some things about the OneDrive is the one thing that can do is the sharing feature. Okay, the sharing feature is huge not only between teachers but between faculty as well. So I kind of want to show you how that works. From OneDrive, you're going to see you have all your folders. It's going to tell you when the last modified. I can change to see when they've been most modified. This one's been 5 days ago. It tells me who it's modified by. The beauty of Office 365 is that all of your information is already in Office 365. With that meaning, everything you do has your name attached to it. So you're not just getting a random document from somebody inside your organization. You know who it's coming from, and you know who's done it, who's messed with it, who's edited it, who's shared it, and whatnot. Okay. So it also tells you who you're sharing it with. So she's sharing this only with her. She shared this with certain people because they have probably need to look at it. So she tells you who she shared it with, and it lets her know that this is a shared. You also see it has little people here. So this is telling her that this is a shared folder. Okay. So to kind of get started, let me get up here. If I click on the new button, I will see I have 4 or 5 separate things that I can create. Now you need to understand that when you're here and creating a Word document or an Excel document or a PowerPoint presentation, it's different than if I click the Start button and click on Word 2016. There's a difference. Think of Office 365 as the app version. People go, how is an app different from an application? Look at the name, app and application. Application is the full word, and therefore it has all the capabilities. App is only 3 letters. Okay, it's the same thing, but however it has some limitations. So that's how if you can kind of think what's the difference. If I say the web app, it does the majority of the features, but not the full features. It's kind of like getting a Ferrari and putting a Ford Shelby Mustang, engine in. It's going to run, but not to the full extent that it could. You have a question?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so if I create, because I tried this before, and for some reason it didn't work. I tried to send a document to myself like it's sitting here looking at me now, but I
Okay.
needed it months ago. So I would have to create it in the OneDrive app in order to be able to send it. I couldn't just click on the.
Correct. Now,
Okay, that was my
what you
problem.
can do now is
You can upload it.
I can create a document here,
Okay,
and I can upload it to OneDrive,
okay,
and then I can share it.
okay. Well,
Yes.
somehow I messed that up because I thought
Correct.
I uploaded it, but
Correct.
something happened.
So, and really, I don't see a need for the full versions, honestly. Everything that most people need to do are going to be within the app itself, which is why they built those particular structures in there. But if I get out of this, I will go to, like I said, I want to open up a Word document. Okay, so I'm going to go to New. I'm going to create a new Word document.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
What probably happened with you, Monique, was Microsoft changed in the mail function several months ago. When you add an attachment, you can upload it to OneDrive, or you can simply add
As
it
a
as
copy.
an attachment.
Uh,
You probably selected add it to OneDrive. It uploaded it to OneDrive, and that's why it's showing up there now.
But then I need to
So-
go back to OneDrive and
But
send it from
it
there.
creates a folder. What is the name of that folder that it creates?
Shared documents, I believe.
Okay, when you'll see this, every time you go do email and you say that you want to attach a file, it'll say, do you wanna do it to, OneDrive, or do you wanna, okay, and then it throws all these things that you say, hey, I wanna put it on OneDrive into a folder called, you think, shared
It should be shared document.
I think that's what it's called.
Shared with
Usually they're over
everyone?
to the left.
What now?
Yeah, see, so I share with everyone.
Well,
I don't know why hers is not.
Yeah, mine looks like hers.
Oh, yes.
Email
Now, share
attachments.
from-
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Email
yeah.
attachments.
Okay, yeah, that's what it says.
Okay, and so, well, I know I've done this before. Maybe here. Alright, so, when I said, yeah, I wanna upload it, it automatically stuck it in this, I didn't create this folder called email attachments. It
didn't.
created it for me.
Yeah.
So if you've lost something, you need to go look in that folder and see if it's in your email attachments. Okay,
There
sorry,
they are.
we can carry on.
No, hey.
Okay.
And also, if you open up Microsoft Office 2016, there is a share button built up here, which I don't believe was in 2010, if I remember right. So if I am in the document on the desktop version, I can click share, and it's going to ask me to say to the cloud, and then it goes from there. I don't even use Word anymore. I use OneNote, which I'll tell you back in a minute. Anybody here use OneNote?
I use it, but.
I can't wait for y'all to see one.
Oh, it's gonna blow,
I-
blow
you
your
know what?
socks off.
The day you
Holy
sent out
buckwheats.
the notice for this class, I was just experimenting. I was like, wait, I like this.
Oh, let's
But
go.
I'm torn between that Moto and the OneNote now.
Oh, no, one. And I'll show you why. I'll fly through
Love
this.
this.
Yeah, it's gonna write.
I like what I saw, but yeah.
So quickly, again, this sharing feature, just kind of show you how it works. Is I'm in Word Online, so I went to, I'll show you what, I went from, new,
Wait, okay.
and I would create a Word document.
Oh, okay.
And this is gonna open up Word Online. Now, the beauty is everything in Word Online is saved automatically. Great for kids to log in and do it. Now that they're one-to-one, they should have Word Online. That way they don't have to save it. We want to take some responsibility, but we also don't want to drain them based on what they forgot to save, because God knows we've all done it.
Can we use this on our?
Yes.
Really?
The only thing you cannot use on Mac is the full version of Windows. You have everything on 365 you have,
Okay.
absolutely. So I'm going to just do test, and it says it has my name, Mr. Keller. See the save button, the share button's up here. Now see where it says edit in Word right here? All 4 products, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and Word, are able to be opened in their full versions. Okay, remember, I'm on the online version, so if I needed something that is not on the app version, I can click edit in Word and it opens up for me. Okay, but I'm going to share this to kind of show you how this works. So say that I'm part of the 7th grade team and I need to share a document with 3 of my teachers. Okay, instead of sending an attachment and emailing it to them, have them fix it, email it back to me, let's all collaborate on it at the same time. So you'll see here I have 3 options. I can invite people, which means I will send them a link in email. Okay, they want you to open this attachment. So I'm going to see. Let's see.
You can share it, yeah, with any of them.
Let's do. And you'll see when I put in a last name, it's searching because it's searching the district's database for this. So if I put David, it should hopefully pop. See, there he is. So I click on his name. I'm going to add. Let's see. Let's do tries. So I'm going to add these 2 people. I can give them editing privileges, or I can have them view it. So if I'm sending this to parents or kids, I might say they can just view it. Because when they're editing it, they're editing the original document. They're not editing a copy. Because I'm giving them access to the same thing that I have. I'll give them editing privileges, and I could give, say, hi. I can require them to sign in or not. Now I can share it with them this way, and they'll receive an email in their Outlook box saying, "Hey, I've given you, the ability to work on a file with me." I can also share it by getting the link. Now this link, it says I can do a couple of different things. I can do the edit link, which means there's no sign required. Anybody on Google can get that link and add to it.
They changed this, haven't they?
The restricted link, only people can open the link that I've given them permission to. View the link, edit it. I mean, there's a lot of different things. I simply just give them the edit link. Okay, I can now set expiration dates. So for
That's new.
yeah, for different. So say it's a time sensitive SST or RTI data. I can make a copy of it before it's gone. But they've added some of those for security reasons. And then I can get this link and this link right here. If I copy it, now we'll open up Word Online.
Oh.
So now you see I can click on Edit Document, Edit in Browser, and now I can edit it based on that link alone. Okay, and it tells me who is doing the document. Okay, because I'm still logged in. If I wasn't logged in, if it was a random person, it wouldn't tell you who's doing it. Okay. For those that I sent it to, are you able to open it?
Go ahead, Dave.
Open it up. Yeah. So if you get it on, you'll see I have it's showing you red right here. Up to 50 people can be on the same document at the same time.
Oh.
And it changes the color so I can see who is doing what. You want to see true collaboration in the classroom? Give 4 kids on separate computers the same PowerPoint and tell them to create a PowerPoint. They can't talk. They quickly learn the value of collaboration because they're forced to work with each other. And the problem is they can delete one person's work. So if they want to change these settings, they can change it. If they want to change the format, they can change it. Want to change the colors, they can change it. So you see, he is purple, so we are working at the same time. Editing now, this is fun, not run. But you can see it says 2 people are here and they're both editing. And not only that, it saves who does what. So I can go back and see, okay, Johnny said he did, he worked, so I can do comments. I worked on this all week last week. He did it this morning because it shows me in the history tab when the last changes were made. And the kids don't know that. Oh, and you're like, oh.
I didn't know that. It shows you the history.
Let's see. It doesn't change. Let's see if we can find because they changed some of the changes. Let's see, file.
They changed some of the changes Sunday.
Yeah, they're
I was
always
like,
doing changes.
holy moly, the whole back end looks different for
Yes.
administrators now.
I'll try to find it. Yeah, because I know that there's the chat features is a newer feature that you can chat with those that are working on the document.
Oh.
So that way,
Oh, love it.
yeah, so, you know, hey,
So now will
you
it
know,
pull up the history of that chat too?
mhm. Hey, you don't mess with that, or, you know, hey there. So, and it says heavy people are available. So again, that's kind of a neat feature. But there's a lot of different things. The idea of just being able to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
when you shared that with me, you know, most people have their email up all the time anyway.
correct.
I just got an email and a link, and so you don't have to log in anything or find anything, you just click the,
Just
click the link on the document and you're there.
Yes. And up to say 50 people. Things that I've done in class is I've given them, I said, you know, there's 4 people in a group, you have to create a PowerPoint presentation. However, you can't talk to each other, you're on separate computers in the library, and you all have to have one slide, and the person with the best slide gets the highest grade. They have to see each other's slides, and they constantly try to outdo each other. And it's just, there's a lot of ways to work with collaboration versus cooperation. But you can, now, this format is the same for Microsoft Office, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and OneNote. So if I wanted to go create a PowerPoint, and I want to do a new blank one, sorry for making your test ones, Ms. Chandler. Hoping the
What
links,
now?
making.
You can have a party.
Okay.
Like I said, you can have a party, and you can see what kind of party I've had.
All right, so I'm gonna do a test. I'm now gonna share it with everybody that I have that has signed in. So now, instead of just giving the link, I'm actually gonna invite you guys. So I'll just go ahead and do. Yeah, I probably spelled it wrong, didn't I?
Yes.
Would he be in
No.
Stephen Hall?
Is it is it a Stephen? Oh, yes. There we go. I'll give him,
That's fine.
there we go, let's see. There see, now I've already done second try, so hers showed up that much quicker. Cause it recognizes who you're working with, and,
How do you spell your first name? Is it M-I-C?
M-A-R.
No, there's
and,
M-A-R. He's on the all.
Beth, put it in on the pop quiz.
M-A-R. Hey, put M-A-R, okay, yeah.
He's towards the bottom.
Okay, this is gonna be a trick for you.
Do,
Wait,
do
wait,
rat,
You wrote it.
do R-A-T. That's how I search for his name.
No, when you,
It is.
oops.
Help us a little bit.
this is funny though, I think he'll pop up like 3 times.
Who will?
I've got a bunch of email addresses.
Yeah, it's like,
You can tell the popular.
Is that him? Yeah. It's under
That's
R
your-
jacket.
I mean, that's your.
Okay,
That's
is
the
this,
I'll have to swap.
Oh,
Is it
fun.
Jally's
Yeah,
forwarded
mine
to this
automatically
one.
locks on.
Is it Ann Jackson?
Usually you can do rat.
And,
I can just type.
was the last, is it Mar,
M-A-R.
No, go back. M-A-R-D-E.
okay.
I was about to say, I know how to spell it.
C,
We probably have it misspelled in there.
oops, N-A-R-D,
Put, his last name, and see if it comes up.
all right, Hale, or,
Uh-huh.
M Hale.
give it a second here. You see, now, even students will show up.
Yes.
There he is.
There he is.
So, see, it showed everybody within your
They gotta
district,
spell it.
okay? So, that's everybody, correct?
No.
Who am I missing? Okay.
Lewis Moore,
Marston.
Elmore.
You sign in?
L,
Is there a pay for something?
Yeah. Sign in sheet right there.
right there. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Yes, sir.
Lewis up.
Alright.
There.
Okay, so I'm not required to sign in. I'm gonna share this, and you now have an editable link. And the goal is I want to see, let's all create, just part of this presentation. Let's just create a new slide and add something to it.
Do they need to go to their email? They need to click on
Yeah,
the
go
top
back.
little 4 boxes, go
Yeah.
back to their email.
Yeah, so make sure you're in Outlook. It'll also, if you're using the desktop version, it'll show up anywhere. If it's on your phone, you can also do it through your phone as well.
What now?
It says Susan Chandler.
So when you go to your email, you're now gonna see, I've given you a link.
And it's from me.
And it's from Ms. Chandler.
Okay.
I'm gonna open
So
up
we
a
click on
chat.
presentation. Alright. And then I wanna edit this.
Now, if you look for a second on my screen, since I'm the one that set it up, I see some things you might not see. Now, when you see it come up, you're going to have to click on the middle right of your page. See where it says Edit Presentation? It's right next to the title of the presentation. Click Edit in Browser. That's going to allow you to actually change it within the browser. You're changing. So now you're changing the original. You'll see it tells you how many people are in on each individual slide.
Oh, it tells me the name.